Alright, welcome to a slightly less boring workout vlog. This was my first session of snatches since September. I'm running off an 18-inch block set, and that puts the bar about mid-quad. The goal of the session was to work on my stability and speed underneath the bar, hence the blocks. Just on the blocks, you can't really get the bar up as high. Typically, you can't get the same leg drive, so you have to work on your speed getting under the bar. So what I noticed for the entire session was just that my stability was one of the biggest factors. I was a little unstable through the hips and knees in the bottom position. So obviously that's something I'm going to be working on for the next little bit. I'm going to put a lot of emphasis into it. In addition, from this position, I was getting a little far behind the bar on each rep, so I have to clean that up and focus on staying over the bar for just a little bit longer. But speed was definitely on point, which I was happy with, and the movement quality was pretty good. So I had 8 build sets or so, building up to what I expected to be a single at 255. However, as I went through these build sets and started feeling the quality of these reps, I kind of had this feeling that I was going to be able to pull a little more than 255 today. So after all my build sets, I took the jump from 225 up to 245, and this is where I really let the bar get away from me a little bit. On this first rep, I was really far behind the bar, and then I was also just really stiff in the hips and ankles on my receiving. And on this second rep, I have no idea. I was really far behind the bar, and then I lost tension in the bottom. But I lost tension in my hips, and I lost tension in my shoulders. It was real weird. It felt really, really weird. Like, honestly, I sat there for a second, I was like, I have no fucking clue what just went wrong. But somehow, I received the bar, held it, and then everything went wrong. So anyway, I tried to make the correction on the third rep and somehow managed to put the bar way out in front. Wasn't too happy with that one. I really don't like missing in front of my body at all. So finally managed to make the correction on the fourth rep because I really wasn't going to go out with a 245 technical errors. As you can see, the hips were still a little shaky on that way down. And that bar slam was awkward as fuck. Honestly, slamming the bar off blocks is really awkward. So then loaded up 255. As you can see there, again, there's that hip correction. That's the biggest issue I faced today, was that hip correction in the bottom. So I'm going to have a lot of snatch balance work and overhead squat work coming up in my program. 265 felt absolutely smooth as butter. Again, really awkward slam because the blocks are right there and the edge of the platform's right there. So decided to take that jump from 265 up to 275, and 275 went up nice and smoothly as well. I had a little hip shift in the bottom of my receiving, but other than that, really smooth. That 265, 275 were probably my smoothest reps of the day, and I just started to groove after the couple misses. So then after I got done with my snatches, of course I had to squat. So I had some back squat sets. I had between 5 and 8 build sets was what I was prescribing for myself today. Those build sets were running anywhere from 225 up to 275. And really they were just to feel out the weight, feel out the legs, and add some extra volume. Even though it was lightweight, the goal was to move it fast. And that wasn't happening. These were slow as shit. So anyway, squats started to feel like absolute hell. And that was before I even got to my working sets. My working sets, I had 5 sets of 3 at 320, which is about 75% off an estimated max of 425 currently. I'll tell you what, based on the video, these don't look too terrible. Based on the feeling, these were miserable. These were really, 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 really tough. I definitely wanted to call it early, and I definitely did not want to finish off my reps and sets, but I decided I might as well, because if my legs were going to be trashed, well, they might as well be slightly more trashed. So once I kind of accepted my fate of having no legs for tomorrow, my squats started feeling a little bit easier. So around about this point in time, I started rethinking my walkout, and maybe I should squat at the front of the platform, but I really like this camera angle, so that's why I do that walkout. Also, let's just call it mental toughness training or some shit, but yeah, the walkout was actually kind of hurting a lot. My legs were just really shaky. I haven't done any volume work in a minute, or just really any work at all in a minute, so the fact that I put this much work into my legs, I'll probably regret, but at the same time, fuck it, full send. I hear that as long as I can eat enough food, they should grow, so we're just gonna stick with that idea. So anyway, after I got done with these miserable squat sets, I went to try do my deficit snatch pulls, and I physically could not lift the bar. These were at 90% of what I had pulled previously, so I took a break, hit a single pull, and realized I had absolutely nothing left. So I went onto my accessories and called it a day, but here's that 275 again. Hopefully you guys like it, because I do.